Hey friends, Mia here. Today what I have for you is a bunch of pins that I picked up Mother's Day weekend at two pin shows. One was the Figment Guy and the other was from PinHQ. Let's see at which pin show I did better and which pin show did I think was just created better, a better overall experience, and as well as the vendors being there. We're going to discuss all that in this video, so let's get started. Okay, let's start with the first pin trading event I went to, which was on Saturday. It was the Figment Guy's pin trading event, and I have to say it was very successful in there. And let me just say that I don't go early when it first opens. That's probably your best bet. But I went in the afternoon, 2 hours before closing on the Figment Guy and on PinHQ. I think it was like an hour before closing. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay, here we go. Look at all these great pins I got. I have to say that my favorite pin is this one right here. It's Walt with Epcot and Figment. Now this was not a cheap pin. It's a $200 pin. That's what it's worth. But we did trade, and this is what I picked up, and it was from the Figment Guy. And I think that's the only one I picked up this time from him. I did really well last time, but this time I just picked up this one. Then while I was waiting online for this pin here, I traded out a pin with a guest. Now I can't remember all the pins I traded out, and I should have videoed everything, and I will do that next time. But right now we're just going to focus on what I got at the pin shows and which pin show, pin trading event, did I think was the best. Okay, here we go. And if you were there, let me know what you thought about the pin trading events and which one was your favorite. So this one here is from Palm, which is pink a la mode, and it's this beautiful jumbo aerial pin. At first I said, oh, that'll be a good trader, and then the more I look at it, the more I say I love it for me. And you guys know how much I love Cinderella and Snow White. Well, these two pins here are also pink a la mode pins. They're going into my collection. They are not for trading. The pins on the bottom, they're not Walt pins, but they are like Walt Studio pins. Like you can see this one right here. Where is it? This one right here. It has sketches of Snow White in the studio. And this one here is World of Color with the TV. And just a bunch of other pins that have to do with Walt's studio or Walt Disney himself. And I'm super excited to add those into my collection. Here are some other pins I traded for. This one here with Sleeping Beauty and Prince Philip. I wanted this 100th anniversary pin. So I traded my other 100th anniversary pins for this one here. This pin here is from Pink a la Mode, and this one here was in a mystery box set, and it's a sketch of Belle in her blue dress, Provincial Belle. And I picked that up because I liked it. I mean, I collect a little bit of Belle, but not a lot, so I'm kind of picky. So I think she's going to be a keeper, along with this Aurora pin here. But this Aurora pin is from the 100th celebration. It is a Disney pin, Disney Direct pin. This one here is from their Hollywood store. This is Chip. This pin here is worth about $90 to $100. And I picked him up for trade. I'm not going to keep him, but he is a really cute pin, and it's like a 3D effect. I don't know if you can see it. It's a beautiful pin. It is limited edition. Here's a Belle and the Beast pin. This is a limited edition pin. I think it's either 5 or 700. And this pin is from the store in London called Selfridges. And I'm not familiar with that store, but that's where this pin comes from. It's not a huge pin, but it's a beautiful pin, and it's sparkly. I don't know, you probably cannot see it through the camera. And there is a little bit of glare on the packaging. Then let's work our way over here to another Pink a la Mode pin, and that was a mystery pin. Here's Rapunzel with the record. I thought this is really cool. There was one that I wanted that was Tiana. I was trying to get that one, but another vendor wouldn't budge, so this vendor only had Rapunzel, so I traded out one of my pins for this beautiful Rapunzel pin. And let's see. And next, this limited edition Disney pin, Disney Parks authentic pin here. And on the other side, there's Fairy Godmother. And in the middle, Cinderella and the Prince. And yeah, I think I'm going to keep that pin. Cinderella. And let's see. Oh, okay, up here. So this pin here with Ray is a pin I picked up for a friend because she collects Ray. And it's a barrette clip pin. I believe that's from Loungefly or Box Lunch. And from Disneyland, I did a trade with one of the vendors and I picked up Marie and the Aurora headband. And I picked up the Tiki Room pin with the birds and the flowers. And here is the Evil Queen herself headband, and I just think that's pretty cool. And I really don't collect too many of the villains, so my favorite villain is the Evil Queen. I just think she's the most beautiful out of all the villains, I think. Yes, Mother Gothel, you don't even come close. And right here is Dale Thanksgiving. He's dressed as a little turkey. So cute. Can't wait to add it to my boards. Now we're going to check out the pins from day 2 at PinHQ's event. Remember that I was at the Figment Guy's pin event for 2 hours, and at PinHQ I was only there for 1 hour. Next time I think I better go for a few hours. Anyway, it was so much fun. One of the pins I was super excited to get is Aurora's parents, the King and the Queen. So the next pin I picked up is the Snow White plaque pin. And this pin here is modeled after Hollywood's Walk of Fame. And it features several of the Disney princesses. I got Snow White, but they had Aurora, they had Cinderella, Belle, a bunch of other princesses. And it is part of the Disney Legends character plaque pin collection. It's only available at the Walt Disney Company store at Disney's Employee Center. So I'm lucky to get that one. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so this one's just a quick 2019 slider pin with the Millennium Falcon, which is a very cool pin, I think. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that pin. It might be a trader. And this pin right up here is Aurora, and then you can see the castle behind it. It also is a very low limited edition pin, and I just like it. I just think it's a very pretty pin, and it'll be perfect to add, well, Briar Rose, not Aurora, to my collection. Here's a very rather expensive pin with Walt and Mickey. It is a part of another series, but I only got one because it was a little expensive. But you can see Mickey has the same suit that Walt has in the picture. And I think the character, I think it's only Mickey, that does the same pose as Walt does in these pictures. So there's several of them, and hopefully I can pick up the other ones along the way. And here is Charming. I like the Shield Charming pin. I believe this is also from Pink a la Mode. And the castle is in the background, and I just love this pin. The next pin up is the Gummy Bears Jumbo pin. I got this pin for Ricky's pin collection because he loves the Gummy Bears. He still watches the series, and he just loves gummy bears. It'll go perfect with his little gummy bear and waffle collection. And let's see what else. Oh, Prince Philip. Prince Philip in his knightly outfit with his sword and shield that the fairies gave him. Of course, I had to have this pin. It's also a Disney limited edition pin. Let's see. I don't know what the limited edition number is, but it's a cool pin. And it's going into my Sleeping Beauty collection. And that is all the pins I picked up at both events. Let me just show you them one more time, and then we're going to go over what I thought of the events and who I thought put on the best event. Since I'm done showing you the pins, let's talk about which event I thought was better. Now, the Figment Guy, his event was at the Ramada and in Kissimmee, and it was in a bigger, more open space. The problem that I had was there was really not much air conditioning, if there was air conditioning at all. It was hot in there, in that room. So that was an issue with that room that he had booked. It wasn't his fault, but truly it was hot in there. But it was bearable. Hopefully that will be different when he does the next event, because it's going to even be hotter. And yeah, we can't have a hot room while pin trading. It's just, way too much. So anyway, that's okay. As soon as the vendors started to leave, it started to get a little cooler. Just so many people in that room. And it was in a big room, bigger than PinHQ's, which PinHQ has a new setup for their room. They have a new location, which is great. And their room was cool. I felt comfortable in there. I didn't notice it was too cold or too hot. It was comfortable. Okay, now, as far as vendors, there are a lot more vendors at the Figment Guy's event than there was at PinHQ's, because that room was smaller. So I'm assuming that's why, but it could be that it's because I got there an hour before the event ended. So next time I'm going to have to go much earlier to let you guys know what I thought. Now, I love both. I love the vendors. Some of the vendors that were at the Figment Guy were at PinHQ. It was nice seeing them there again, but it was pretty much the same pins, so I tried to go to different vendors, pin traders. And I have to say, I liked both setups. I mean, would I go again? Oh, definitely. Definitely, I would go to both events again. I just wanted to tell you just what I thought. Now, both were fantastic. As far as the vendors, as far as the way it was set up, they were both well organized. I have to say that PinHQ was a little bit more organized, probably because it was a little smaller. The room was smaller. They kept an eye on everything and made sure everybody was comfortable and, was doing what they should be doing. And not that at the Figment Guy they didn't do the same. They did, but there was just so many people there. Let's see what else. I went 2 hours before closing to the Figment Guy, and so I do have more pins. If I would have went earlier to PinHQ, I probably would have picked up some more pins. But I don't know. I really love them both. And I would go back again next month for more pin trading. What do you guys think? Did you like the pins I found? Have you been to the PinHQ event and the Figment Guy event? Let me know. Comment below. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you did. You'll come back and see me again. Give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video real soon. Bye, everybody. Stay magical.